Ladies and gentlemen, the time of the third stroke will be 4:45 p.m. It is time for the draw for the 2018 Star Sports English Greyhound Derby Final. And to ask up onto the stage, I have Chris Page, Racing Manager at Towcester. I've also asked Registrar at the Greyhound Board of Great Britain, Dave Levy, and I'm also going to ask, if possible, Mr. Ben Keith of Star Sports to join us and actually make the draw. And while Ben readies himself, just a chance to talk to you, Chris. Can you just run through what's exactly going to happen here?
Well, all 6 dogs are put into the hat. The first railer out get trap 1, the first wide trap 6, and obviously the middle runner's going to get trap 4. But all 6 are in there, so as they come out, we'll shout out what they've got.
Fantastic. And Dave, of course, representing the board in terms of your role as the registrar, yeah?
That's it, yeah, just overseeing it.
Good. And these guys, of course, go back a long way in terms of their Walthamstow days. I've got Ben Keith here, so you've done many things you're still a young man, Ben, but this has got to be a high point, hasn't it?
I'm absolutely delighted to be here. It's funny you say that you mentioned Walthamstow, because when I was a bookie there, I used to go and have some chats with Chris, and our chats now at Towcester, we're much more on the same wavelength. Now I'm not a bookie at the track screaming about graded dogs that have gone from 10s into evens. But no, I'm delighted to be doing the draw tonight. This is this afternoon. It's great fun, and we've had a really enjoyable lunch.
Okay, now, one last thing before we go. Ladies and gentlemen, can we just have a big cheer, because the world is watching us in terms of greyhound racing fans throughout the universe. They want to know who's going to get which trap in the draw. Can we have a big cheer, please, for all of the runners on Saturday night? Chris, effectively, it's over to you guys, or over to you, Ben. Ben's going to pull the first, or Dave is going to place the runners, the 6 finalists, in the hat. They, of course, have 3 railers. We have 1 middle, which we know will be Droopy's Verve in trap 4, and 2 wide runners. This is better than the FA Cup. This is, of course, the Greyhound Derby draw. Ben Keith pulls the first greyhound out the hat, and it is Droopy's Verve. Okay, that's anticlimactic, but trap 4, of course, for the greyhound, as the only middle seed, gets the black jacket. The second one out the hat.
Bomber's Bullet.
Bomber's Bullet will be in trap 1 on Saturday night.
Good draw there, good draw. They owe me a drink. That table there owe me a drink. Bruiser's Bullet.
Bruiser's Bullet will run next to his kennel mate, both, of course, trained by Mark Wallace. Trap 4, Droopy's Verve, trained by Angela Harrison.
That was a bit of a special there to get them the forecast up, eh? Whoops Jack.
Whoops Jack will run out of the striped jacket of trap 6 on Saturday night, representing Highlands' Peter Cronin.
He's going to be running for me. As a bookie, he's my dog on Saturday night.
You've only got 2 winning greyhounds, I think, for you Saturday night.
It's not been fun, but I'm playing for him. He'll be my result.
Next one out of the hat. I think we know where we're going now. It's Dorota's Vic will go into trap 5 for Charlie Lister, OBE, 7 times a Derby champion. And, of course, the remaining greyhound in the race goes into trap 3. His name is Dorota's Wildcat. So, the draw for the Star Sports 2018 English Derby. We have trap 1, Bomber's Bullet. Trap 2, Bruiser's Bullet. Trap 3, Dorota's Wildcat. Trap 4, Droopy's Verve. Trap 5, Dorota's Vic. And trap 6, Whoops Jack. Thank you very much to your sponsor from Star Sports, Ben Keith, and, of course, the Towcester Racing Manager, Chris Page, and to GBGB Registrar, Mr. Dave Levy. Now, that's the draw, and hopefully, if I've got license, I will have and get a quick reaction now to the draw from the relevant trainers. I'm going to head the way of Charlie Lister. Charlie, your initial thoughts on trap 5?
It's not too bad, really. Yeah, we are going to get trap 5 or trap 6, but saying that, we'd have liked trap 6. But, you know, he's got to do everything right on the night, and there could be a bit of trouble inside, you don't know. But saying that, he's okay. He's well in himself, so we'll take what we've got. That's all we can do.
Charlie, well said. And I heard Jamie Naylor in my ear whispering the fact that he will win the Derby. Peter Cronin, your instant reaction to trap 6 for Whoops Jack.
Well, look, I was looking for trap 6 when the offset, so I've got trap 6, well, so there's no excuses, you know. But, you know, look, at the outset, I would have taken any trap, but trap 6 is a fantastic box. It's been a fantastic derby throughout, and he has to lead. It's simple as that. He has to lead, and hopefully he can lead from 6.
Just to remind, thank you, Peter, remind that 5:09, a fastest sectional joint, of course, in the semi-finals. Kevin Hutton, trainer of Dorota's Wildcat, an instant reaction to trap 3 for the Wildcat on Saturday night.
Yeah, it's absolutely fine. Wasn't too concerned about the draw this time. So, listen, it's in his hands. If he comes away, he can win the Derby. If he don't, he won't. So, bring it on.
Thank you very much to Kevin. And last but by no means least, he has 2 runners in the final. He's got Bomber's Bullet and Bruiser's Bullet. And Greg, we never got a word from you, Greg. You must be shy. You kept out of the bar. Mark Wallace, champion trainer, can you just give us your reaction to 1 and 2 for the Bullets?
Well, we've got the prime rail slot for Bomber's Bullet, and that's a great draw for him. The good thing for me, Bruce's Bullet's got a brilliant record out of trap 2. He loves the blue. So we know the famous old saying, if you're in the blue, get in the queue.
And I think your lovely wife will be doing exactly that at Westfield in about half an hour. She'll be in the queue for the shopping. Good luck to you, Sarah. Now, we've had reaction from the trainers. We now want reaction in terms of the betting. I'm with Martin Chapman of Star Sports, otherwise known as Lofty. I don't really know why. Right, I mean, you obviously had this framed up in your mind. Has it made any difference, Lofty?
I think Dorota's Wildcat would have been joint favourite if he'd have been drawn in 1, in 3, Bruiser's inside him. Yeah, that's probably the worst of the draw, but you could think if he comes away, he'd still lead the 2 inside dogs. So we've kept it as we are. Yeah, you know, Droopy's Verve is always going to get 4. Whoops Jack, that's probably a better draw than being inside Dorota's and outside rather than inside. Yeah, as we are. As we were after the final. So all this for all, but make them a draw on the Wednesday afternoon. That's the same betting as what we had on Saturday night.
Point well made. Now, obviously, in terms of, Ben alluded to the fact, I think Jason did as well, in terms of which of the Greyhounds that you are actually cheering on to victory on Saturday?
Not many sitting the anti-post, but it's been a bit of a nightmare this year, to be honest. Say we laid $5,000 each way, Droopy's 16 to 1. We've laid Dorota's Vic, that's a big loser as well. Same punter, actually. Same punter had $1,000 each way at 80. Dorota's Wildcat is a small winner. Bruiser's Bullet's a loser. Bomber's Bullet's a smallish winner, and so is Whoops Jack. Not the best anti-post book we've ever had, to be honest, but there we go. May every day, the best dog will them a night, and they all come home safe. That's the main thing.
That is the main thing. Thank you very much to Lofty, and that is the instant reaction, of course, in terms of the trainers and those cheering on, or in the case of Star Sports, perhaps not cheering on certain runners. They've got 2 running for them. I'm just going to get one final word with Kevin Ackerman, MD of Towcester. Kevin, this is your life, but I'm just going to drag you over and just ask for a reaction, a final reaction really, and a scene setter for the weekend. What can the paying public and those Greyhound fans up and down the UK and perhaps from even further afield expect from Towcester on Saturday night?
Jesus, obviously, you've hyped it up. I think it's about building on from last year. I think that, you know, the plan is to make it an absolute celebration of Greyhound racing. We had Joe Wiley last year. We've got Vernon Kay this year. Listen, it's going to be a party. It's a celebration of this great sport of ours. You know, this is, you know, I keep saying it, it's an amazing sport that is, in my opinion, humble opinion, and many of us at Towcester believe is a sleeping giant that needs to be awakened. And, you know, through the initiatives that we're trying to do, by tackling these things like welfare. I think that's what we want to do, and it's a celebration of these great greyhounds that have made it to the final. We're hugely appreciative for everyone who's supported this event and competition again this year. And do you know what? Roll on Saturday. Thanks to the part you've played and everybody in greyhound racing that you know wants this sport to kick on. And you know, I genuinely think we're on the start and the precipice of something great. And if we all galvanise our energies, as Ben said in his opening speech, I think, you know, there's a lot of negativity in this sport. I think if we actually convert that into positivity, we can achieve great things. And roll on Saturday. Cheers.
Lovely, absolutely. Roll on Saturday. Some fantastic words then, of course, from Towcester MD Kevin Hutton. He talks about a sleeping giant. Well, on Saturday night, 6 giants of the greyhound world battle for £175,000. It's the richest greyhound race in the world. It's the greatest greyhound race in the world. Ladies and gentlemen, this has been the draw for the Star Sports English Greyhound Derby 2018. And as Kevin said, let's roll on Saturday.
Nice one, mate. Yeah.